So this week on the podcast, we have someone that we've been trying to get on a few times now, Mackenzie Brewer. Mackenzie is a local here by me. He's been cutting his teeth hunting and farting around the outdoor world for a little while. And this week we are going to talk to him about his moose hunt in the province of Newfoundland. Mackenzie, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So we've been trying to make this happen for a little bit. You've been, you work out west in Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, yeah.
So I asked him, like, Mackenzie, are you home for the holidays? You're like, yep, sure am. I'm like, well, let's get a podcast on and get her going. So you've been hunting for a little while now. Why don't you tell us about your start in it and who are you? Who's everyone listening to? Paint us a picture.
All right. I'm Mackenzie Brewer. I'm 25. I've been hunting pretty much since I was probably 5. Always used to go out with Dad when he was hunting, and then I kind of used to go by myself a little bit in my younger years. Been
Both
hunting
legally and illegally, but that's okay. It's the country, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, no harm, no foul.
Exactly.
But said I grew up. Yeah, you're 5 years younger than me, and I grew up with your cousin. Then we'd always see you, farting around, come along hunting and all that, and shooting coons. And you did some trapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I trapped for a few years in high school, but then the market fell out of the fur, so I got into
What'd
it.
you mainly target when you were doing the trapping?
I did quite a few coons.
Okay, yeah. What were you
kinda-
getting for them at their peak?
I can't even remember. I think the year I get into it, fur prices were up, so you could get like $50 a raccoon.
You were getting that much?
Well, they
That's-
did the year before I get into it,
Oh,
and then I get into it, and we shipped her furs, and we were getting like 25.
per coon?
Yeah,
That's not too bad.
yeah. I had a guy that was a trapper, so I'd catch them and skin them,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd flush them and stretch them and all that stuff. So I give him half my fur check. That was the deal.
Oh, okay. No, fair enough. Really.
I caught a bobcat that year, and Buddy's like, yeah, it's probably be worth like $250, $300. Nice
Yeah,
cat.
yeah.
I'm like, perfect. And I sent it to the auction, and I got $24 for it.
What?
And I had to give Buddy half because he did all the work and stuff.
You're getting
on it.
25 for raccoon, you get that much for a bobcat.
Yeah. Well, I think I have to double check that. Maybe raccoons were less, but
Yeah.
once I sold the bobcat for $24, it really pissed me off. So I got rid of it.
Yeah. Well, you aren't going to get rich doing it. And where we are, too, we're not somewhere down south or whatever where they don't get snow and the pelts don't get as thick. I mean, we have really good pelts here.
Yeah.
Really good quality because it does get
Cold.
fairly cold. Yeah. So, yeah, that's low. I just recently got into it. Was I telling you we got 4 beaver, 2 muskrat, a mink, and our otter, which was kind of cool in a week, in less than a week.
Yeah.
But anyways, I haven't flushed them out yet. They're in the freezer. Skinned them, flushed them out. So I guess that's a bit of a process, I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Yes. It's a lot of work, isn't it, flushing them?
Yeah, it's.
You get
like,
that draw knife and you're working away at it. Yeah.
Yeah, catching them is like half the work.
All right, because that's been a bit of work with all the snow we have, lugging and lugging through all that. But
Then once you get back to the fur shed, it's a lot more work.
that's where the fun begins.
Yeah.
So Mackenzie, you went on a moose hunt in Newfoundland. For those that don't know, Newfoundland is a province in Canada. It is surrounded by water from Nova Scotia, which is the closest province to it. On land, it is about an 8-hour ferry ride,
Yeah.
give or take, depending on the weather. I remember if you go on, I've been through there quite a few times trucking. If you go on and they're chaining down all of the trailers and everything, you're in for a rough ride.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you guys chain them down? They're like, oh, it's a lot of wind. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh boy. I was seasick on there once on the ferry. And
Yeah.
I remember it's the little things in life that you take for granted. Like when you're laying in your bed at night at your house and your bed's not moving, you don't even think about that. You just go to bed and you don't think anything of it. I'll tell you, when you're on a boat and the thing's just going up and down, you're just praying like, stop moving, stop moving. It's not. I was like, you know what? I'm never going to look at my bed at home the same way again. It's not moving. It's not rocking. And once you get seasick,
It sucks.
it does, because the boat's still going up and down, and yeah, I'm not a water guy.
No.
Ocean guy? No, on ocean guy.
Don't have any sea legs.
No, I didn't have a sea gut by the end of it. So, yeah, tell us about this moose hunt that you went on. So you said, what you were saying before, was about, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah, it was the fall of 2016, so
okay.
8 years ago.
Newfoundland is known for a lot of moose. They've got moose, they've got bear, and they've got caribou for their big game species. They do not have any deer.
No.
Or skunks or porcupines or anything like that, no. All right, Mackenzie, so tell us how this hunt came about and how you get to go on it, and just your mental checklist, too, before leaving.
Okay, so I guess it was a grad gift for me from my great uncle. He called my dad and he said, "Hey, do you think Mackenzie would want to go to Newfoundland this fall hunting?" And Dad said, "Yes." And my uncle said, "Well, aren't you going to ask him?" And Dad said, "Nope, I don't need to.
He said that he'd rather me go instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, just asked him real quick.
But, so anyways, found I was going, and we got the rifle all sighted in. I borrowed a buddy's 300 Win Mag.
Okay.
So I got that sighted in, got all of our stuff ready. When we left, we were planning on just me having a tag. Well, there's 4 of us that went. It'd be
4 people with tags, or?
Well, there's 4 of us that went. We were planning on having 3 tags.
Okay.
So it'd be my great uncle and my dad's cousin and my dad and me. Mm-hmm. So we were planning on Dad not having a tag, just kind of going for the trip.
Yeah.
But then when we got there, he ended up getting a tag. So.
Oh, surprise!
But we only had 1 gun between the 2 of us. So Dad's like, "Oh, you shoot your moose first, and then if we got time, then I'll shoot mine."
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it was fun. We went over.
So what outfitter did you use? How did you go about finding that outfitter? Your uncle planned that part out, did
he had it all orchestrated and lined up. We went to Adventure Quest Outfitters.
Okay, yep.
That's the name of it, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So we got to the main lodge after our boat ride and stuff, and we kind of got settled into the main lodge and spent a night there.
So what area is the main lodge? So there's a business owner from our area that owns Adventure Quest Outfitters, Murray Crookshank. The main lodge, is that in Stephenville, Newfoundland?
I was 16. I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't even remember the exact area.
I think it's near there, but
probably.
Yeah. So you guys got to the main lodge.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we spent a night there, and then the next afternoon we got on a helicopter.
Yep.
And
that'd be cool.
They flew us to the camp we were hunting out of. That was really cool. I don't like turbulence in a helicopter though.
Yeah.
It's way worse than a plane. Like I fly out west for work all the time, but when you're in a helicopter and you hit turbulence, it just drops straight down.
Really? Like a lot?
Like sometimes like 6 feet.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did the pilot say anything?
He's like, "Oh, you might have some turbulence."
Oh, you guys
and
might
then I
want
was
to.
like, "Oh, phew, fuck."
Pilot, you guys might want to put your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye.
Yeah, there's no parachute.
I'd probably be a terrible pilot because I would screw with people a little bit.
On purpose?
Yes. Just get a little reaction like, "I'm just kidding with you guys," and like, "Oh no!" But it's not funny. But you try to make a joke out of it. But he had everything under control, so you weren't worried. Yeah, no, it's good.
So, actually, how it worked when we flew out, it was kind of a bad weather, anyways, like really windy and stuff.
Yeah, so you had a lot of turbulence.
Yeah, a fair bit. And we actually ended up, I forget how we broke it up. You had to make a few different trips with luggage and getting people.
Because they got to have so much weight.
Yeah.
In there.
Or they're only allowed to have so much.
So much weight, yeah. And that reminds me of, you guys run a moose hunt, so these guys, they were on an elk hunt. And these guys had all tagged out on their elk. And they got the elk loaded up and everything. There's 4 guys. And the pilot's like, that's way too much weight. I can't take all 4 of you and all these elk. The guy's like, "Come on, the pilot last year let us do it and stuff, right?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "Okay, all right. You guys can, bring everything." So they go up, sure enough, come down, crash. And then,
Really?
yeah. And then one of the hunters like, "Do you know where we are?" And then the other one's like, yeah. I said, "I think this is the same spot that we crashed last year."
Yeah.
All right, so anyways, back to your moose hunt.
So yeah, when we flew in on the helicopter, I can't remember who all was there, but they, like two of us were at the camp, at the
Mhm.
lodge that we were going to hunt out of, and they didn't know if the weather kept getting worse. They didn't know if they were going to fly the other people out.
Oh, the other hunters from your
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Oh,
With us.
did you have the gun or did your dad, and were you guys together?
We split it up between gear. I think I went with Amanda, I think,
Okay.
in the helicopter, so there's two of us.
Yeah.
They went with some gear. We kind of broke it up a little bit just in case if the helicopter did crash,
So
it didn't kill everybody in the family.
Right. So you were like, well, I've got the gun, and your dad's looking. He's like, all I've got is Mackenzie's shaving kit.
Yeah.
That's left behind. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Anyways, we made it all in, and Amanda, my dad's cousin, she was actually pregnant at the time. I can't
Going
remember.
on a moose hunt.
Yeah. She
All right,
was-
good for her. That's
I
tough.
think she was like 4 or 6 months pregnant.
I wouldn't be able to go if I had a cold. She was pregnant,
Yeah.
growing a human.
She
She
her-
went. Good
she-
for her.
She got her bull the first day.
Mackenzie, we're getting to that. You gotta, don't
We
be,
gotta lead up to it.
yes, well, don't be putting things in and taking them out as we go. All right, so you guys got, I don't want to scold you on here, but you know. So you guys got to the camp, you guys got to the remote lodge.
Yeah.
Was that the only way to get there was fly in, fly out?
Well, yeah, you
Oh.
can get there on an Argo, but it's like a day and a half
I was
trip.
going to say it must take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So like the guides at the beginning of the season took the Argos in, but it's with like a bunch of food and stuff, but it's
Oh.
like quite a trip.
It's
for
a
'em.
drive, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's remote where you guys are hunting.
Yeah, I
That's
think
good though. I
it's-
mean, that's what you want.
Yeah, I think it was at least like 20 minutes in the helicopter. I
Yeah,
think.
okay. Yeah, it's a
You
little.
cover a lot of ground.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no stop signs in the air.
No.
A plane, I guess. But, yeah, okay. So you guys got into your remote camp. The weather subsided, I'm guessing, so that you guys could bring everyone
Oh.
else in the gear.
Yeah,
to camp? Okay.
we all ended up making it. It
Mhm.
wasn't looking good there for probably half an hour or so, and then we made it.
Really?
He's like, actually, I think the last group was right there hovering over the pond because the camp or that lodge or
Yeah.
whatever was right on the edge of they call it Cormac Lake. It's about 1 kilometer wide by 3 kilometers long.
Oh, so it's a big lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we put the helicopter like right on the beach there, right
Yeah.
at the camp.
Okay,
He's
that's
like,
cool.
I got in like 20 feet away from where I was going to land. I didn't know if I dare land it, but I got her down and they get out. So I was like, that would suck going in the helicopter like 20 feet from where you're going to land and then be like, nope, sorry, see you later.
Shit, yeah. Like, wow.
Anyways, it all worked out. We all made it there.
Good. So you guys were like high-fiving and hugging. Like,
Yeah.
hadn't even started hunting yet. We barely made it here.
Yeah.
So you guys got settled in. What was, what was the remote camp like?
That was really nice.
Yeah?
They had, there's a few different bedrooms, I guess, in it. And they had like the main one with the hunters and then it's got the kitchen in it.
Okay.
And then just off the kitchen, there's another bedroom for the cook because she'd be getting up at like 3 in the morning to start cooking you guys breakfast and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys, even at the remote camp, you guys still had, you had a cook?
Yeah, we had
Okay, that's cool.
a
Yeah, yeah.
cook, and there was 3 guides there. So
Yeah.
I think one guide stayed in the main camp with us, and then there was a separate camp for the other 2 guys.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing no other hunters around.
No,
Very remote
yeah,
area.
You don't see anybody else.
No,
out there,
no.
you know.
Okay, so you guys got all settled in. You wake up the first morning, and then what's the plan? Are you going with your dad, you and your dad, and a guide, and then,
Well, how it shook out,
all right, shake it in for us.
my uncle, he
Mhm.
had already been out there a few different times, so he knew one of the guides. So he got him because they knew each other and wanted to
Yeah.
hunt together. And then the other 2 guides, I guess, were coming with me and Dad.
Yep.
So, kind of just went on an Argo ride to check out the area and stuff.
Yep.
But I think Amanda and her guide and Larry, my uncle, or my dad's uncle, they went in the boat, and there was a little island, probably like the size of your house.
Yeah.
I guess just off the water, like 40 yards. So he brought the boat in and got her set up on the island, and then brought the boat.
Said good luck.
Yeah, well, he brought the boat, I think, and hid it behind the island, and then he called from the island,
Yep.
and they got a bull right out to shore, and she shot it.
The
It
first.
was like within the first like within the first hour of leaving the camp to go hunting.
Really? The first day on island drops a bull.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's quick.
That's pretty good.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Why? Okay, that's pretty cool. What was she? Do you know what she was shooting for a gun?
I think it was a 30-06.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
that'll
pretty
do
sure.
it. Yeah. So I was going to wonder that too. What time of year were you guys hunting them? And so if he was calling, I'm guessing they were rutting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to look this up so I didn't sound like an idiot on the podcast, but I think it was in October sometime.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be a later rut because I mean they're running here when we're hunting them in New Brunswick, and that's the end of September, I guess. So yeah. So she got hers. Pretty good sized bull.
Yeah, it was a 4 or 6 pointer.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yeah, I've got a picture of it here. It was October 14th. We were hunting.
Okay. Yeah. So they were calling.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. So then she got that, brought it back to camp, and you guys were like, all right, pressure's on. You know, let's make it happen. Newfoundland does have a lot of moose. I mean, the whole island basically is bog, and if it's not bog, it's rocks. You know, like I said.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys got back. Did you guys see anything? Did you guys see
No.
any wildlife?
We didn't, not that first day. So then we hunted for the next couple of days. I guess it was me and Dad and our 2 guides, and then my uncle went with his guide. So they kind of come up with a plan in the morning of where everyone was hunting, so you weren't screwing each other up.
Right. You guys weren't calling back and forth, like calling, like, I hear the bull's, he's answering, and you guys are like, I got a bull coming at us.
Yeah, yeah. We're just
Bull
calling.
sounds like he's in an Argo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, we went out and hunted for a couple days, never seen anything. And then, how does that work? I missed a bull.
All right.
We ended
Well, let's back up a bit and unpack this one out of the suitcase. And it's okay. People miss, hunters miss, but you missed on a hunt in Newfoundland, so
Yeah,
you're here to tell about it.
yeah. Once in a lifetime trip. I'm
Well,
going to tell you how
maybe.
they screwed it up.
Sure. Walk me through it.
So,
Let's go down memory lane for you, shall we?
yeah, we'd gone in the boat across the lake, so it's like a kilometer wide. We went to the other side of it.
Yep.
And we get up into the woods, and we were calling, and we had moose all around us, but we couldn't get anything to come out into an opening enough that we could actually get a shot. So we decided to change up the plan a little bit, and we got back into the boat, and when we were going to go to the other end of the lake.
Yep.
So we started to go to the boat, and the guide's like, holy fuck, that's a moose up there on the side hill. And
See, I've never even seen one before.
we could see it. It was a kilometer away.
Aren't you
So
a god? No.
yeah, so we're in the boat. So he's like, I'm gonna see if I can get close enough to it. So we get in fairly close with the boat, and then we hopped out of the boat
Yep.
and ran about probably 50 yards just so we could get in the opening and see it. So the guide made a couple calls and stopped it. And it's probably like a 350-yard shot.
Yep.
But I used to have a really bad habit of like tilting up.
Okay.
Like I'd always shoot over stuff.
When you'd shoot, you'd like
I'd
pull
always
up?
the mixture of that, and I'd always aim high.
Okay.
Like I don't know why.
Any particular reason? Or?
Well, they're like, I'm used to shooting deer, and they're a little bit smaller target.
Yeah.
And the gun was sighted right in at 200 yards. And he's like, oh, it's 350. So I tilted.
Well, I'll aim a meter above his head. Is that what
pretty
you were
much,
thinking?
yeah.
Okay.
And right behind him, when I took my first shot, there was this rock, and it was like, well, it was a boulder. It was probably like 10 feet by 8 feet high.
Yeah, it sounds like Newfoundland. It's rocks, boulders, and bog.
Yeah. So I shot, and you could see the bullet ping off of this rock over its back.
Really?
Yeah. So, anyways, then I think I
You're
shot
probably
at
a little, you're, in all fairness, you're probably a little nervous too.
Yeah.
Shooting at a moose, you know.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
a nice bull too.
Yeah.
But
No, that's
anyways,
understandable.
I shot over its back and missed, and then I shot again, and I shot over it again.
Did the bull just bull, or was he like, the hell was that?
The first shot he ran about 10 feet,
Oh,
and then he stopped and looked at us again, and then I tried to give him another one, but I was shaking so bad
No, that's understandable. I remember when
I've
Got
been
a
better
moose.
off with like a slingshot.
well,
Had a better chance at getting them, but
yeah, no, that can happen. I remember when my uncle and I got our moose, and after I was able to hold it together at the time, but afterwards I was shaking so bad I was trying to reload the gun again in case we needed to, because we couldn't tell. It looked like it went down, but we weren't positive. And I was like, you know, it's a real thing. You just shaking the moose fever, buck fever, you know.
yeah.
So then, what did the guide say? Like, who brought this idiot? Or no, he's like, that's all right, man. Happens all the time.
He's like, so you give me a few tips on shooting.
He did. Okay, well, that's a good guide. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But the gun I was using wasn't mine, so it was a left-handed bolt.
Oh, that's.
So it
different.
took me longer to reload it.
Yeah.
So I ended up switching guns with Amanda. And I
Because she didn't need hers.
Yeah, she was already
she was
tagged out.
Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah.
So I got her 30-06, and then I think it was the next day, kind of where we went out in the Argos. When you leave the camp,
Yep.
you go in like a bit of a ravine and follow it, and then the trails that they had wide.
Okay.
So we.
But the guide gave you a couple tips on shooting. He was cool about it.
Yeah.
He's like, no big deal.
Yeah, he wasn't an asshole or anything.
That's good. All right. He shouldn't be. I was just seeing. I didn't know. Some people have tempers.
No, he was all. They were good about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You definitely get moose fever,
Yeah.
regardless. But yeah, so you switch guns up.
Yeah.
You feel
He
confident with
said
that.
That way
You can reload
you
quicker.
You can reload
Yeah.
quicker if you miss another one.
Sure. Yep.
But
Makes
anyways,
sense.
we'd gone out hunting for the day, and on the way back, just before you get to the camp where we were staying under the lodge, there were some wet holes there,
Uh-huh.
and me and Dad were in the Argo. I'm like, I think maybe tomorrow night, we'll leave a little bit earlier, like come back from hunting earlier. And I said, because we're used to hunting bears, so when we were, to rewind a bit, like when we hunt bears, we'd go in and bait, and one guy would get in the stand, and then they leave because they're used to the bike.
The bike
coming
leaving.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
So I was like, maybe
They train
used
really
to
well to that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, well, maybe the moose are just used to the Argos going, so they wait till the Argos go by, and then they come out. So
That's smart, Mackenzie.
yeah,
For an old
so
country boy, hick.
Yeah, I said that, and then we get back to camp, probably like 5 minutes left of legal shooting line.
Yep.
We hear bang. I'm like, you're shitting me. Anyways, Larry and them were out hunting. They were on their way back.
Yeah.
We'd already gone by with the Argo,
So
and they were coming with
they were in the
theirs.
clear.
Yeah, and there's a cow out there in one of them holes, so you got that.
Really?
Yeah.
Gee.
I was like, well, that was a good idea. I just should have done it a day earlier.
Yeah, it worked for someone else, basically. Yeah. Okay, so then they tagged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Larry was hunting with I think he's got a 338 Lapua.
Lapua.
330.
I think it's Lapua. Yeah.
It's a big caliber.
It's a freaking hammer. Yeah.
So that was our second to last day at dark when Larry tagged out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think we were only at that fly-in camp for about 5 days, I think.
Now, did you guys see a lot of moose? Or were you waiting for a bull? Were you waiting for a cow? It was either sex, right?
Yeah, I forget how they do have a certain way the tags worked out.
Okay.
I can't remember the logistics of it, but
That's all right.
I think I had like a bull cow tag or something. But I was gonna shoot like the first thing I could see.
Yeah.
I wasn't trophy hunting.
You were meat hunting.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't see a lot? Because I know sometimes, I've been to Newfoundland, there is a lot of moose there, but I have heard of guys hunting there and they're not moving in that particular area at that time of year, right? So
we had seen some a couple different days, but they were too far away.
Yeah.
And we never got a shot at them.
No.
Yes, but
did you guys see any other kind of wildlife? Did you see any caribou, black bear?
I think
Thought they had wolves, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the other guys had seen a couple of caribou.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. But other than that,
that's about it.
Do they have partridge there or ptarmigan? I think it's partridge.
Ptarmigan.
It is ptarmigan.
It
Maybe.
is ptarmigan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of rabbit. I know Newfoundland has a lot of snowshoe hare.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect habitat for them.
Yeah. I never seen too many of them, but we
No.
never had snow on the ground either.
Okay.
So they wouldn't really stick out. And I
Right.
was looking for moose. I did see
Yeah.
some ptarmigan over there though.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had a good time though. So then you guys
Yeah, it
got
was
back
an
to
awesome
camp. So
trip.
there's what, 2 out of the 4 moose tags filled?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So then, when was it? Yeah, the last day, Dad got his Larry's gun, and we split up.
Yeah.
Dad's like, well, I'm gonna put some meat on the table.
Yeah. Somebody in this family's got it.
Yeah. So we split up, and they ended up shooting one. They weren't very far away from.
Your dad got one?
Dad got a cow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
The last day, it was like 350 yards, I think,
He
or 350
he-
or 400.
drilled it.
Yeah. Well, he had
Did he?
that. Yeah.
That's
He's
a big.
like-
That is big gun.
Because he never target practiced with it or anything, because he wasn't planning on shooting anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's a big caliber, and he never shot it before, so he's like, no, there's a moose there. So Dad's like, well, I can't freehand that. So there's a big rock there. He gets down on his belly, and he's like,
Press on the.
I don't know where this thing's shooting. He goes, I put it right on her backbone. That way, if
Yeah.
the bullet dropped, he'd get her. Anyways, he took her backbone right out.
Hit right where he was aiming for. So
Yeah.
that gun was. There wasn't
She
much
was-
droppage in it, eh?
No, she wasn't dropping any. But anyways, that was, I think, that was the last full day
Okay.
we were there.
Yeah.
So we heard the gunshot.
You and your guide heard it.
Yeah.
Heard the gunshot. Yeah.
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 So we ended up just like, yeah, let's go see them, check it out. I was pretty disgusted with myself for missing. And I was kind of like, ah. And we'd been hunting pretty hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You guys a lot of walking and scouting and.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was tired, so we went and did up Dad's moose and got it all taken care of, and then everybody got a moose but me, but that's my own fault. They put one in front of me and they just never hit it.
No, it happens. I'm sure everyone made fun of you lots, and I know that when you came home, we did. We definitely did, and didn't help you feel any better. But in all fairness, it is a big animal. You get shaken, the moose fever kicks in, and just it does happen. It definitely happens. But you had a good adventure. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what it's all about too. You had a lot of fun. You'd never been. I don't think you'd been out of your little area in Havelock, New Brunswick, before that.
No,
You'd never been farther than the 20 square mile radius. So,
Oh, let's not push it.
well,
Been to Nova Scotia a couple times, but that's only a couple hours
through
away.
Skype,
Yeah.
but through my Zoom meetings, no. But so I mean, you going over there, it's pretty. It is neat if you've never been over there before. It's a unique place to see.
Yeah.
It's nice. A lot of friendly people there.
Oh yeah, the people are excellent.
Yeah, they are.
And
So,
the food was good. It was an awesome trip.
yep.
First time in a helicopter, everything.
Well, yeah. First time on a big boat like that too. I imagine.
Yeah, I slept on the boat though.
Really? Yeah, I
I
can't.
wasn't hanging out.
No. But just the whole trip in itself, it's the adventure. And it is hunting, not shooting.
Yeah.
Except for you did shoot twice, and you missed. No.
Yeah.
But it is all about the adventure and stuff. And you had a lot of fun. That was 8 years ago, and you told that I think quite well too. So the memories stuck with you quite well.
Yeah.
So obviously you had a good enough time.
Yeah.
And all that. So you'd recommend going back.
Yeah, I'm actually, hopefully in a couple of years I'll go back.
Yeah.
I'll talk Dad into it and we'll go back and I'll try and redeem myself.
They'll have you both on the podcast. Get your dad's point of view from how everything went down.
I think now they have a new lodge, like
Yeah.
a trophy lodge.
Okay.
So I don't know if I had to get Dad talked into doing it because you're not at the trophy one. They don't have Argos or anything. Like you fly into the camp, then you walk from the camp, and you gotta like backpack everything back if you shoot something.
Oh, really? Okay. So
Which
it's.
Be fun, but I don't think I can talk Dad into
I don't.
it.
There's probably a lot of people you'd have a harder time talking into it, including yourself.
Yeah.
If you look in the mirror like, we can do this, Mackenzie, all right, we can do it. I don't know. The guy looking back at me, second guessing it, but no, it'd be cool to see it. It's all about the adventure, and just making the memories and the hunt. And said the animal's the bonus, it's the cherry on top.
Yeah.
But Mackenzie, that's a great story. I know you got some more. We'll get to those another day. Thanks for coming on. It's been a little bit in the making, but you're home.
Yeah.
You're able to come out, so I appreciate it.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Oh wait, I gotta throw in one little more story.
Absolutely.
So, my dad's a big boy.
All right. He's healthy
He's
looking.
He's
Yeah.
a big man, and I was smaller than I am now at the time
Really?
of the hunt. Yeah. So, anyways, the guide that we had was a young fella in his 20s or whatever, and he was a big boy. So there's a picture. I'll send it to you so you.
We'll use that for the picture for the podcast. How about?
Yeah.
All right.
But when you look at that, if you didn't know that I was Dad's kid, you would think that the guide was actually Dad's kid and I was the guide.
You were just tagging along. That's
Yeah,
what it looked like.
the guide looked exactly like my dad's son.
Is there any? Your dad's like Mackenzie. Actually, something needs to tell you. This is my first time in Newfoundland.
I asked him that too when we were out there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like that is. Is Steve the guide? My brother.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
You'll see the picture.
land of opportunity over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Yeah, send that to me.
All right.
All right. All right. Thanks, Mackenzie.